The Buc Stops here.
The Buc Stops here. 5-star and T-Bone is back. It's been so long, but we about to go take care of these Buccaneers.
I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. Tampa Bay on the slate, let's go. Gearing up for a win, I thought I'd let you know. The Buc Stops here, boy, I thought you knew. We take the patch off his eye, giving them a clear view. Others butt whipping, coming down the pipe. Saints, the real deal, believe the hype. Offense, defense, let's go. We gotta hit them high, we gotta hit them low. Play no games, show who's the boss. After 4 quarters, the Bucs gonna take a loss. Tampa got a nice team, I guess. Nothing better than the Saints, you know the rest. Buccaneers get beat up and sat down. Who that nation? We gon' clown. We the best, like DJ Khaled. Going ham till the whistle blow, making it. I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
You got a pirate ship, we got a submarine, torpedoes straight from New Orleans. We gon' set you on fire, gasoline. That's black and gold fever, no vaccine. We gon' crush your team like a figurine. Sink your boat and have you swimming with the sardines. Off with your head like a guillotine. I'm a who that for life, no in between. Oh no, do not pass go. We monopolize the game, straight out the dough. Built like a tank, we know what you think. But forget what you heard, cause you about to walk the plank. All hands on deck, we coming for respect. We coming for the gold, now you shipwrecked. Them pirates suck, they only worth the buck. We about to run amok and we don't give a what.
I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. I say it's been too long. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.
We the Who That Nation and we have no fear.
The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. The Buc Stops here. I say the Buc Stops here.